Alright, what's good, y'all? It is Wolfie, and today we're back with another video. And as the title suggests, we're doing a top 5 things that should be added to RuneSlayer to help improve the game. Before we get into the video, I just want to say that thank you for the recent subs. Thank you for subbing. If you want to sub, please subscribe. Really do appreciate it. Leave a comment down below, leave a like, and let's get straight into the video. So number 1.
They need to rework the rune system, okay? First, RNG wall is you have to grind materials. And you have to grind materials for the item you want to craft. Or let's say it's a legendary weapon, whatever, you have to grind the boss, right? Then you have to get, let's say for a chest plate, you gotta get 5 rune slots to get 5 or 6 rune slots. You gotta get 5 or 6 rune slots. Back when the game got leaked, like a couple months back. By the way, the values for these things were less than 1%, I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they were literally 1% or less than 1% to get like 5 or 6 rune slots on like a piece of equipment. And I think it's also pretty rare to get it on like a weapon or something. It's pretty rare to get 2, it's pretty rare to get 3. They're all, point being, is they're all rare, okay? So you gotta go through that. You gotta grind materials, you gotta grind for the boss for the legendary weapon, you gotta go through all that. And then you gotta grind for the greater runes, right? You know, bear rune, boar rune, whatever, the ice dragon rune, right? Yeti rune, whatever, hammerhead, shark rune. You gotta grind all these great runes, which are also sub 5%. They're probably lower than 5%, or they're at 5%, right? They're probably some shitty drop rate. You gotta do all of that. And then you put it on your equipment, right? And then you can't remove them, or they get all destroyed. Okay, I'm gonna play some clips up on the screen right now. I tested it out. On a Profane Gauntlet and on a Cloak of Rat Speed. I tried refunding my runes, I removed my runes, I didn't get a single one back. Unless I'm the luckiest man in the world, there is no way I didn't get a single rune back. So either 1, this rune doesn't work at all, or 2, I'm just unlucky. But the chances of me being that unlucky, where out of 5 auxiliary runes, I don't get a single one back, is crazy. It is absolutely insane. So what they need to do is make the angelic rune, or whatever rune it is, right? I think it's either angelic or satanic. I think it's probably angelic. But they need to make this rune just give you all your runes back. Because imagine the next update, after the next update, you know, I grind, again, I go through the same shitty grindy process of grinding mats, crafting my armor, and then I want to replace, you know, put my old runes onto this new armor. I can't. I have to re-grind it. I have to re-grind the same 1% drops. And, you know, some of the runes you don't even get from, like, grinding mobs. Like, let's say Ancient Demon, one of the best chestplate runes in the game. You don't even get that from grinding mobs. You get it from, like, or I guess you technically do, but then you gotta get demon hearts, you gotta go to demon, like, roll it, and then get the actual rune. You gotta do so much stuff for those, and then you can't take them off once you put them on a piece of equipment. It doesn't make sense. Okay, second thing you need to do with satanic rune is make it so it doesn't destroy your item. Okay, they can make it so it doesn't, for craftable things, like for rare to epic gear, right? Or I mean from common to epic gear, it does, like, 100% chance it doesn't destroy, it just rerolls the rune slot. Okay, I think that's a good change. But for, let's say, legendary weapons, legendary, yeah, for like legendary weapons, legendary armor, whatever. I don't even think there's legendary armor, but like, for legendary weapons, it could be like it could be how it is right now, like 80 to 50% chance, like that it doesn't get destroyed. Because 100% chance that it doesn't get destroyed, I think is a little bit too OP for legendary weapons. But I mean, you know, if they pity us, then, you know, hopefully they make it so it just doesn't destroy at all. But I think it's a good change. I think both of those are balanced, and it just makes the game less grindy. Like, whenever I get like a 4 rune slot like chest piece or something, or like a 2 rune slot boots or something, it's like I don't want to like grind and do all that all over again, you know what I'm saying? Just let me go to Rune Golem, farm for the rune, and then go reroll my stuff, and hopefully get higher rune slots. You know, I'd be much happier to do that than farm the same boss, and farm the mats all over again, farm it for the same 0.5% legendary weapon, do all that, and then, you know, it's gonna end up being a no rune slot weapon. Like, I don't wanna do all that, you know what I'm saying? So I think this is a better alternative. That's point 1. Point 2, plain and simple, add fast travel. That's it. Add 1 Wayshire, add 1 to the Tundra, add 1 to the Tundra, add 1 to all the way up top, the dragon, add 1 to Yeti, add 1 to the forest, add 1 to the beastman camp, add 1, yeah, I think those are all the areas in the game, add 1 to the beach. Plain and simple, add fast travel, okay? Point number 3 is please add an encyclopedia. What I mean by this is, whenever, let's say, you kill X mob 5 times, it gets added to your encyclopedia, and then you can see all the drops and all the drop rates you can see from mob. I do not see why this shouldn't be added. I think most MMOs actually have this, right, in form of like a wiki page or something, but most MMORPGs, like this one, because it's an MMORPG, have some type of encyclopedia where I can see how rare the item that I want is. Okay, let's say Ice Dragon. I gotta kill it 5 times for it to pop up on my encyclopedia, and then I can see all the items that I can drop from it. Same thing for Yeti, same thing for a Dust Spider, same thing for a Simple Slime, same thing for a bee, if like a bee even has drop. Same thing for every mob. You gotta kill it X amount of times, shows up in your encyclopedia, boom. I think it's a good change, and people see how actually shit the drop rates are. But besides the point, I think it's a good change. Point number 4 is add dungeons, or add a PvE game mode. Okay, it's something to look forward to in endgame, right? These things should be endgame because in my opinion, there's already enough content before endgame, right? But after endgame, there's really nothing to do besides 1 min-max. But what if they don't want to min-max and just want to do something else? You know, add dungeons, add PvE game modes, and I'll probably list some like great ideas, amazing ideas for rewards later. Okay, but yeah, pretty simple. Add dungeons that people can do, instance dungeons that change. You know what I'm saying? Add Pve game modes where people can like work together, and it's just good game modes where, you know, good MMORPG game modes. Like this is an MMORPG. You know, you gather like 5 people, you go into a dungeon. You know, you got one person that's a tank, you got 2 priests, you got a mage, and then an archer. You know what I'm saying? Party game mode, really good game mode, something to do after endgame. It's just something to do. Would be a good addition. Point 5, kind of the same thing, but, you know, PvE game, right? Add a PvP game mode, please. There is literally no reason why there shouldn't be a PvP game mode. It's simple to add. I don't dev, but, you know, every, like, type so whatever, like, literally every game Spoken has, like, a 1v1 game mode. Just add it to the game. There's no reason why this game should be, like, solely, like, PvE. Just add PvP game mode, add a 1v1 game mode. People will be satisfied. They can show off their builds. They can, you know, have fun. It's honestly pretty fun fighting people in this game. Like, I'm running around, like, fighting people, and it's pretty fun, right? So, kind of simple. Add a 1v1 game mode. Now for rewards, for the previous 2 reasons, for the PvE game mode, dungeon, PvP game mode, I have a multitude of, in my opinion, amazing ideas they could add for rewards. First thing is reward pool. They could add race rerolls, right? I think race rerolls is a good addition. They could be rare, right? But it just adds a means of, you know, F2P for the game, right? As, you know, if someone doesn't have the luxury to spend money on the game, you literally can't get any other race but the common ones, plus vampire. That's it. Like, what if they want to play slime? What if they want to play ghoul? What if they want to play Alurian or something? What if they want to play bat? What if they want to play the amphibian race? What if they want to, like, grind for Seraph, right? These could be ways to do that. And people will do that. People will do that. People will grind. Even though it's a really low, like, people already grind now. If they just make it so it's a low chance, people will grind that anyway. You know, more playtime. You know, I know the devs love player retention, and this is a good form of player retention. You know, so yeah, that could be a drop idea. Second drop idea is just the legendary runes, right? If they end up buffing the angelic and satanic rune, just add these runes to the loot pool. I think people will like them, right? I don't have to farm the rune golem to do it, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, I think it's a good addition. Third thing for rewards is, let's say it's like a daily or weekly event, right? Weekly event. You gotta win 10 1v1 matches to get, like, an extra rune slot on a piece of gear. Weekly. Again, woohoo, player retention. You can make it every 3 days if they're generous, or every day if they're generous. But, you know, you gotta win, like, 10 matches in a row to get an extra rune slot on one of your equipments. I think, personally, that's a good change. You know, if you're good at PvE, or if you're good at PvP, right, they can make it so, let's say you clear, like, a dungeon in, like, sub 5 minutes, right? You do that, like, 10 times, 5 times in a row, sub 5 minute time, 5 times in a row, boom, you can add 1 extra rune slot to your legendary weapon. You can add 1 extra rune slot to your chest piece. I think that's a good idea. I think people will grind for that, and it, like, promotes innovation, right? Okay, I gotta get, like, 5 archers on my party to do this in sub 5 minutes. I gotta get 1 person to tank. I gotta get 2 mages, 3 archers, you know. I think it's a good party, like, driven, like, it's a good party-driven reward. I think, yeah, that's it, really.
And I think that's pretty much it. Obviously, there's a ton of problems in the game still, like drop rates being absolutely crazy trash still, right? If you're watching this video, you'll probably see me farming Yeti, and I'm literally getting like 1 or 2 drops. And mind you, I have Golden Fairy plus Lucky Ring. Crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys really do enjoy. If you watched all the way through, comment down Dimple. Okay. I want to see how many people actually watch my videos all the way through. Probably not a lot, but you know. Comment down Dimple if you watched all the way through or skip to the end. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.